So let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a professional athlete at the absolute peak of their powers play in this smooth, creative kind of way? They were in another world. They were in a trance. Or have you ever been in this trance-like state, whether it be talking to your friends or being with your family or when you were playing a sport? These periods, when you integrate yourself with the activity at hand and time seems to flow by and you're getting no thoughts, or actually things called flow states. And in a book I read called Flow by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, he actually says that these flow states are the secret to happiness. Let me say that again. So the secret to happiness is success, money, fame, all of these materialistic things. Happiness actually stems from flow states. So in this book, the Mihaly psychologist, scientist guy, he does an experiment in which he pages people randomly throughout the day, and then he basically just asks them to do like a quick questionnaire every time they get a beep. And what he actually found from these tests was pretty astonishing. So he actually found that people were significantly happier when in work than when they were at home and in their leisure time. Like, people are always complaining about their work, and the thing they so crave, their leisure time, is actually the period in which they're the least happy. So, and basically, these tests proved to Mihaly that when we were in states of flow, so when people were at work and when they were in states of flow, when they integrated themselves with their work and when they didn't have any thoughts, was when they were their happiest. And when we were in our leisure time, when we weren't challenged, when we didn't push ourselves to our limits, was actually when we weren't happy. It's when we're in flow that when we are at our happiest, because flow is the peak human experience. You're basically stretching the boundaries of what humans can do. And so if flow is the key to happiness, well, we want more flow, right? So how is it that we can get more flow states and achieve flow more often in our day-to-day life? Well, there are actually conditions for flow, and if you can meet those conditions more, well, it's inevitable that you'll find flow more. So the first thing is that you need a direct goal. So in order for flow to be achieved, you actually need a goal with what it is you're trying to do, right? A painter is trying to paint a painting. Like a YouTuber, like me, I'm trying to make a video. Like a soccer player is trying to score a goal. You need goals in order to achieve flow so that you can actually have something to focus on. And the second thing is actually challenge. You need to be challenged in order for flow to arise. So there's this chart, I'm going to pop it up right here, and you can see that flow is like straight down the middle diagonally. And when you aren't challenged, you're in apathy, you're bored. When you're too challenged, you're anxious and you're nervous, you might make a mistake. But when you're right in the middle, when the challenge and your skills meet perfectly, is when flow arises. Like a beginner playing against a beginner in tennis or in soccer and basketball will have fun and will be in flow because he's playing against somebody at his skill level. He's being challenged at the right level. But a beginner playing against a pro athlete or against a pro team or against something that's simply too challenging is likely to get anxious, nervous, and he simply won't enjoy the experience at all. So make sure that you challenge yourself whenever it is you want to achieve flow. And the third and final condition to achieve flow states is actually to get direct feedback. So getting direct feedback clearly tells you whether you're doing something wrong or not, which is absolutely crucial for flow. So it's my belief that, I've spoken about deep work and productivity and a bunch of those things before, but it's my belief if you can find your purpose, your deep work, that aligns, that puts you into a flow state, you will become the happiest person out there. So I just want to leave you with, please don't chase happiness, chase flow and deep, meaningful work. That right there is true happiness. Alright, I hope this helped you, and I cannot wait to see the progress that you make. Cheers, bro.